This is what
Hello.
happens when you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and take a nap and don't uh, realize where we're having meetings.
At least she had a good nap though.
It was pretty stellar. Pretty good. It's like my new joke right now at work. I don't know what it is, but I think that is so funny when people do that.
What?
Pretty good.
Why? Oh my gosh.
I don't
Hey,
know, it's from a show or something. I just think it's hilarious.
I'm pausing this. Hold on.
Okay,
Okay.
so I'm dying over this Menendez case.
Yes.
Came out on Netflix. I actually work with a guy uh whose daughter was one of the executive producers on it. If you watch
Really?
you have to watch the credits through, like she's not one
Yeah.
of the first names, but her name's Caroline Mescon, and I actually asked her to like come on, but she has an NDA, so she can't like talk about the show or
I
anything.
see.
But yeah, she was super nice, and hopefully she can come on when that NDA is over with, or when it's cool to do
It's
so.
it's gnarly.
Oh my gosh. The
Like,
first scene.
yeah, the whole thing. I feel like they did a really good job of like showing multiple points of view and like multiple um what's the word? Directions, like how it could have gone, or was this, did it go this way, or did this happen, or was it because of this, or like just very multi-dimensional and not just like here, believe this and think this.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
apparently the big scene in the first episode of the parents getting killed was pretty accurate.
yeah.
The fact that they had some trouble, but were trying to be husband and wife and connected again, and that they were eating ice cream and fruit on the couch,
Mm-hmm.
that was all true. And the fact that the father was shot first, that's true. The fact that the mom's hand was like blown off, that's true. The positions of their bodies where they were found, that's true.
I'm curious, did you feel this way about it? So when you said like how the mom and dad were like kind of trying to, I wouldn't necessarily say work on their marriage, but trying to, they were very clearly trying to stay like a united front. But did you feel like they kind of were bonding over their hate for their kids?
Probably.
Like to me, it just seemed like they were like, okay, well, um, considering you hate our kids and I hate our kids, maybe we can just like each other then,
Hmm.
you
Yeah,
know?
it came off that way in certain times because like it was so obvious that Kitty was jealous or whatever of her children, and the fact that Jose was doing that, she would obviously resent them.
Do you think, so you believe that they were abused?
I believe they were.
Okay.
I always tend to believe victims when it comes to like children and sexual abuse.
Yeah.
Even though that they weren't children when they officially came out, when all this happened, they spoke out to people, and people
Yeah.
picked up on things. Actually, after the I watched the series on Netflix, I was so obsessed with the Menendez case. I found another documentary on the
Menendez?
no, Menundo. It was a band of
Oh,
Latino
yeah.
boys,
Yeah. That he
and
signed.
yes, Jose signed. And I watched this documentary, and it was all in Spanish, all these, men now, and they were just talking about all that, and that just solidified it for me. It was like
Yeah.
they thought this was normal.
I do one of the things that I don't know to the I don't I don't think that I believe that they weren't abused. I just have questions about it to like what extent the abuse was, but I also find it interesting and like it makes me have some questions. Typically, when someone is a pedophile, once the child becomes a certain age, they're no longer interested, you know?
Mm.
So I find it interesting that the that seems to not be the case, you
In
know?
that case,
Like it
yeah,
started at a young
started
age
at
and
6, and
continued
he was
literally, yeah,
19.
literally, yeah.
Could that
For both of
contribute
them.
to, yeah, could that contribute to Jose's anger towards them? Like, oh, I'm done with them now. Like, I don't,
What am I gonna do?
yeah,
Um, Possibly.
yeah.
Um,
So the only song that I've had stuck in my head for 2 weeks is "Blame It on the Rain." That's the Milli Vanilli song that they play
yes,
in the car.
yes.
That is all over my TikTok for you page. Like, it's "Blame It on the Rain." Oh
I
my
feel
gosh,
like
I love that song now. I'm sure it's gotten millions of streams since it
for
was.
sure. I do feel like they did this series docu-series type thing. It was very aesthetically pleasing. Like the look of it, the feel of it. I really felt like we were in that time, in that era. Like they just did a really good job visually
Hmm.
of all of it, really, all of it. Um, do you think that, let's see, I'm gonna look up real quick. Okay. Do you think that the brothers are narcissists?
I believe one of them is.
Do you believe that, um, hold on, sorry. Um, do you believe that either or both are sociopaths?
I believe one is. I think that Erik, the older one,
Lyle,
is it? See, I've told you.
Lyle,
Erik.
yeah, Lyle's the older one.
I thought it was Erik.
Now you got me thinking.
Because
I'm about to have
it's
my,
Erik and Lyle Menendez. I could be delusional. I could still be asleep from my nap.
okay, Lyle is firstborn,
Oh,
born
okay.
January 10th, 1968. Oh Lord, that's the same birthday as my mother-in-law.
Oh,
And yeah, Lyle and then Erik.
okay. So I think Lyle is the more deviant one. The older one, I think he's the more psychotic one. I mean, he's the one who, after shooting his parents, went out to his car and got a second
Yeah.
gun to shoot his mother dead. Like,
Yep.
he seems to be the boss, especially in the show, at least. I don't know if that was it, like that in real life, but
So I actually feel like um I feel like Lyle shows more narcissistic and more like psychopath tendencies, whereas I think they're both to some degree are sociopaths, but I actually think, in my opinion, that Erik is the better sociopath. I
What
think I think he portrays this vulnerable, kind of emotionally immature, um,
little brother.
insecure, but I think he plays that up. I don't, and he does it well. I think Lyle, on the other hand, because he's, in my opinion, shows a further degree of being a psychopath. Um, I think Erik sees what he does and learns from it.
You know, Erik is married.
Really,
Yeah, and has a stepdaughter.
really.
Yep.
So what does he get? Conjugal visits?
It's not his biological daughter.
Oh,
He married a woman who had a daughter. So it's a stepdad. But yeah, they all visit, which is kind of odd. When did
yeah.
they get out?
I also thought he, um, I guess I don't know. He did in this docuseries seemed very, very, very confused over his sexuality.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I'm not sure how much of the alleged abuse kind of played a role in that. Like maybe that's just what he thought was right and like what his own really only experience had been. So for him, it was like comfort, like that, this is what I know
Yeah.
type of thing. Um, or I mean, very well could be, bisexual, but he did seem confused.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think a lot of kids that age, 19, we're all
definitely,
kind of confused about our sexuality.
definitely.
Yeah.
Um, what do you think about what do you think about the mom?
I don't know. I want to watch it over again and I want to watch like the trials because I've watched part of it, like different clips of the trials. I want to know more about like I want to know like what her friends thought of her, what her day-to-day life was like. Was she this rich Beverly Hills mom with, you know, two kids in private school and a very successful husband? And she just shop and drink all day? Because they really in the
What it
show honed
seemed
in on
like,
her
yeah.
drinking. Like they really wanted to portray her as a heavy drinker, and I want to know if that was true or not.
Well, I think because they went to such extents to do that,
Hmm.
that's probably fairly accurate.
Yeah,
Also wonder, did her drinking come from, being very wealthy and not really having a career, or did it come from knowing that the abuse was going on and either being too afraid or for whatever reason not doing anything about it, or did it come from both of those things? You know?
hmm
Um, I really want to try. I have tried hard to understand even just a fraction of her point of view or her situation, but I can't. Like, I
yeah,
can't. I could not fathom knowing that someone was hurting any of my children
yeah,
and doing nothing about it.
yeah,
In fact, if from what they show us and kind of the story they tell, she not only did nothing about it, like she didn't just turn a blind eye, she like helped protect it.
yeah. She would tell people, "Hey, don't go in there.
Yeah, you can't go there.
Go down the hall."
That's
Also,
fucked up.
yeah, it is. It really is. Also, what I thought was odd was her examining their penis. I think what she was trying to do was to see if her husband was going to get anything. Like if her sons had something,
Then
then
he had something.
then he either gave it to him or got it from them. And maybe she was still trying to make it out in her mind that no, this isn't happening. And I don't know, that's just a theory. But I did find that odd that like my parent of the opposite sex would never.
Yep.
That's weird after a certain point.
Yes.
Now, if I wanted to say, "Hey mom, what's this bump on my chest or whatever?"
Right.
Yeah, but not like that. That was
No.
weird to me.
Very, very, very weird.
Hmm.
It was almost like, I'll be honest, I think she was evil too. I don't think like being an alcoholic or struggling with um any sort of influence, whether it be drugs or alcohol, to me doesn't like there unfortunately and sadly there are plenty of people that have kids or have certain careers around children that struggle with these things. They're not going to sit by and know something like this is going on and do nothing about it just because they're drunk. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't something was wrong, like honestly with all of them. But I also wonder how much of the abuse and just kind of on it besides financially, like you can still there can still be neglect even if financially everything is totally comfortable.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of just their entire lives, the brothers, like how much of the trauma for their whole lives played a role into them. Like, do we think they were born psychopaths? Do we think they were born sociopaths? Were they born narcissists? Or was it the trauma and part of being in survival mode and everything else that made those behaviors and tendencies kind of sprout?
Yeah. Nurture over nature.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably a little bit of both. I don't know.
I agree. Okay, well,
Okay,
um,
tell me about this thing because I've been sitting here. What is it called again? Rug
okay,
something?
the best way to describe her or like how I was told about her is the rug lady on
Who's the rug
TikTok. Her
lady?
name is something else. I'll send you her TikTok page. But if you search on TikTok the rug lady, she'll come up. Okay.
Okay, so what is
Like
it?
literally a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks ago at this point. It's recent, like literally has just happened. So she would make TikTok videos. I know she's had a couple miscarriages and stuff, and she would just make TikTok videos about her experience and share certain things, things that people don't really talk about, but you know, also a very like lonely, like because nobody really talks about it or wants to talk about it. Well, they move into this house, they're digging for a fence to like put a fence up. Literally find a rug buried in their backyard, like 2.5 feet underground. And so she's like, oh, and then like where she works is like, like a sunroom.
Yeah.
So she's got like her desk out there and it like faces like the backyard.
Hmm.
And she wakes up one day, her computer is closed. She opens her computer, her screen is completely shat like, it like the black and like it's donezo. Stuff on her desk is all messed up. Some things are not in the spot that they're supposed to be, but no one broke in because they have a security system, whatever. At the same time, her stepson who had his phone charging all night, wakes up and it's on 3%. Okay, so she's like, that morning, all of that uh the
Weird stuff
revelation
happens.
of all of that happened is the same day that they're digging the fence and they hit this rug. All right. So fast forward, like long story short, over the course of every single day, basically, she is like updating everybody that so she calls the cops, they come out and look, um, without evidence of like anything like a missing person or whatever in that area or whatever. Like they can't really pay, have the resources to send people out and do whatever. So she's like, if anybody has cadaver dogs or an excavator, like, come on, we'll dig this thing up, whatever. Well, she gained so much traction on popularity on TikTok that the state or whoever ends up saying, okay, we can't send cadaver dogs without it being like issued by the police. But then the police say, all right, go out there. If the dog hits on something, then we'll dig it up.
Yeah.
They bring not just one dog, they let one dog go and then pull them back away and then let another dog go. Both dogs hit on the spot where the rug is. Both of them. So then, of course, like the whole yard, literal crime scene, like a whole 9 yards, everything. And she's just been updating on TikTok like literally multiple times a day.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you how it ends or how it's ended
Yeah.
so far? Okay,
Because I'm still gonna go back and watch it.
so there's no body in the rug. Um oh, so since the dogs hit, both of them hit, they're like, all right, we got to dig it up, whatever. There was no body in the rug, which hallelujah, that's a good thing. But there's still a reason why the dogs hit on that. Like, I don't know if it's like blood or who knows. Um, but there's no body. And I think at this point, kind of like case closed type of thing, but she is very much under the impression and believes that um there's like a haunting that's going on. And she doesn't know if it's the lady that lived next door to them, who died like the day before they moved into their house. And the same time that the computer and the cell phone and the rug were found, they were boarding the lady's house up.
Mm,
So she's like, I wonder if she's like, well, can't haunt anyone in my house, so let me go fuck with the neighbors real quick.
that's
These
crazy.
are these are all the theories or what the girl that's doing these TikToks is saying. But I think she's thinking about having like a psychic or a medium, somebody come
Yeah.
and like read
Yeah.
read all of it. But yeah,
That's
she's got like
crazy.
2.2 million followers on TikTok. I messaged her to come on the podcast.
Yeah.
So if she hears this, we still want you.
Yeah. I have the opportunity, and I think I'm gonna take it, even though it's on our 2 year anniversary, Halloween.
Hmm.
I have the opportunity to stay the night in the Gordon Lee Mansion on Halloween.
By yourself?
No, well, the radio station's putting it on.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna actually get to stay because there's only like 3 or 4 rooms,
Hmm.
but we'll
Take a
get.
freaking air mattress.
Well, yeah, but I would want to sleep with one of my coworkers. That's a girl that I'm
Hmm.
comfortable with, but I don't know. My mom really wants to do it, so I
That
might
would
be.
be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to tell us about that.
hmm I'll just post on TikTok and then hopefully blow up our TikTok even more.
Yeah. Okay. The last thing I wanted to talk about was, have you read or seen the headlines about the sheriff in Kentucky that shot and killed a judge in his
I
chambers.
saw it on TikTok. I get everything from TikTok. It's kind of sad.
Yo.
I should adjust that. I should really adjust that. But that was crazy. And the fact that that is all on camera, although there's no audio or whatever.
Nuts.
So what
Nuts.
was their deal? Like all I knew was uh, the sheriff, and then the judge was sitting there, and he put his hands up, and the guy shot.
So they had been friends for like years.
Okay.
Super small town. The Before the sheriff became the sheriff, he was actually a bailiff in the judge's courtroom for like a decade. Oh, like over a
Really?
decade.
They were tight.
Tight, tight. So apparently they had had like lunch. Like I don't know if it was the day before the shooting or like
Oh.
the day.
Oh.
Like they were super close.
Okay.
But apparently there were some questionable things going on. Like allegedly the new bailiff, like after the sheriff became the sheriff, he hired or like brought the next guy in to be the bailiff. And apparently that guy had actually he pled guilty. He was like kind of, I mean, well, he was forcing this female inmate to have sex with him in the judge's chambers for her to like not go to jail and like for her to stay on like house arrest, basically.
Mm,
But then there was another woman who came forward with similar, she was a part of the whole thing. She has passed away, so she wasn't a
oh,
part of like the trial or whatever.
yeah.
Um, but apparently the sheriff who shot the judge was deposed for that case because they were basically like suing the state because they said he didn't like investigate it well enough or whatever. But I think I am alleging this. I'm inferring, but based on what information I've read, I think the judge, because the sexual things were happening in the judge's chambers. So I think the judge knew that it was happening and not only was allowing it, but maybe even getting some sort of pleasure from it, but like helping facilitate that happening. And I think the sheriff had no idea that that was going on and truly trusted the bailiff, the guy under him, and the judge that, like, there's no way this stuff is going on. There's no way. And I think all of this came out and it was like true. So I think the sheriff was mad about that. And
But
then,
didn't the judge like have some kind of weird contact with the sheriff's daughter?
yeah, something like that. So I don't know if it was like, I don't think there's been details about the contact that they had, but apparently the judge had the sheriff's teenage daughter's phone number like in his phone, like, and had been communicating with her to some extent.
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
I mean, I have my some of my dad's friends,
Mm-hmm.
old men in my phone, but I feel like there would have to have been something else if my dad was willing to go shoot a freaking
That's
judge.
what I think too, because everyone that knows the judge and the sheriff all have very nice things to say about both of them and that they were great men. Um, something else has to be going on that we don't know about yet for some guy that's been an officer of the law and on trying to be and really exemplary, like no complaints, he's never like abused his power or anything to just literally shoot one of his longest friends to death. Like,
I was gonna ask that. Did the judge die?
yes,
Oh,
yeah. He died like right there.
ugh.
He was shot multiple times.
Hmm. Well,
Mul-
yeah, I didn't know that either because they always pan away or
the
black.
security video just came out a few days ago. You can watch it. It's pretty.
Is it the full thing?
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty gnarly.
I bet.
But like, what? Like, how did we get here?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, I know everyone, I'm gonna say this, and everyone's first thing is gonna be like, well, wait till you get married. But I don't feel like anyone would make me that mad
No.
that I'm willing to put the rest of my life on the line.
My kids, probably.
Yeah. But
My
yeah, and
husband,
see, I don't have
hell
kids.
no.
Whoa,
Like,
yeah.
no,
Well, I was saying
no.
most people, when I say I couldn't be mad enough to shoot someone, they're like, wait till you get married. Like, you're going to shoot your husband. It's more of a joke, but
Yeah.
um, yeah. And I don't have kids, so I don't know that type of love.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of monster it makes me, but also like I feel like to just shoot someone is like, no, I'd want to beat them to death. Like I need the satisfaction of
Yeah.
putting my fucking hands on you.
Yeah.
If I'm that mad, like I feel like shooting somebody is just like, what fun is that? Uh,
This just out. Macy book out.
it's a
Shooting someone.
serial
What fun is
killer.
that?
But for real, like if I'm that mad though, and it would for sure have to be over my kids, and I would need you to suffer and go through more than you put them through type of thing. Like I don't I almost wonder too, like, okay, maybe some sketchy stuff was going on. Maybe the thing with the daughter wasn't what he thought it was, but because of this other sketchy stuff, he was like freaking the hell out. I'm almost wondering too, like, this is just so blatant and so out of nowhere. What if he has like a brain tumor or something? Like things like that can actually cause you to like
Oh,
do
yeah.
crazy ass shit,
Yeah.
like and
I've seen it
react
before.
and do things that are not normal and that you would have never done before
Mhm.
because it's affecting certain things. Like I
Yeah.
wonder, is that a possibility? I feel like it is a
I'm,
possibility.
I'm sure he's going to get lots of counseling,
I mean,
hopefully in prison or jail, wherever he is.
well, what's crazy is like I don't believe it was premeditated, but like it wasn't like he was tried to run or get away with it. He
Yeah.
was like, "Yep, take me to jail."
Yeah.
Like he was fully okay with the decision he made. That's
And
crazy.
but does that make it premeditated that he was so okay with it? Did he go in thinking?
No, I don't think it makes it premeditated. I think also it could have been shock.
Yeah.
And like he made the decision as soon as it was over. I almost wonder if he like clicked back into being
Reality.
someone that follows the rules of society and knows what's right and wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like let's not make this any worse than it is
Yeah.
the thing. Um,
I could see that. But we'll follow. We'll keep following that.
yeah,
Super
that
interesting.
because to me that is crazy. I want
Mhm.
to know what happened.
Yeah. I'm sure there'll be some kind of documentary or so. It's blown up so much.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I don't know if maybe they just make it look super fancy on TV, but like the judge's chambers was like,
A desk.
yeah, in like a 5 by 5 room. Like,
Mhm. They're not that fancy, like in the movies.
well, I need to go to law school, I guess, to visit a judge's chambers.
Or just go shoot someone or beat him up.
No, heck no. I need to go to law school, not jail.
Yeah,
Not
that's true. Do you think you could go to law school and like pass the bar and do the whole thing? I don't think I have the brain power.
Yeah, I think I could. I've actually have thought about, I wonder if there's a way to like get the book and take the bar like without going to law school. I'm pretty sure there is.
There is. Yeah,
Because
you just
I
study
want
on
to
your
know
own
like
time.
Yeah, I would just want to see like what it would be like and what
what it would take.
well, yeah, and like almost just what I would score from just layman's terms, just kind of sense and streets and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, that would be cool. We should do that.
You do that. I'll be your cheerleader. I'll be your assistant. I will be your desk clerk, but I don't think I could
You
be a
don't
lawyer.
want to just go take the bar for fun?
No,
I think it would be fun.
I'm a horrible test taker. I would not do well. You go do it though. Your bun looks really good.
Really, because it's like one big
One
dreadlock.
big mat.
Mhm. Yep.
Oh,
All right. Anything else you want to add?
no. Um, we gotta get back in person. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I've seen you since for the past 2 weeks. I've seen you, but
Yeah, we haven't recorded in person.
uh,
We do have that missing persons case to look into. Maybe we can schedule a time to meet with them and record.
yeah. And we also have a family who reached out to us whose daughter died in a car crash, but the police did not do proper investigating. It was from what what I can understand from them.
Mm-hmm.
They're willing to come on and kind of talk about their experience and
So
losing
they don't think it was just an accidental car accident, possibly?
something is I don't want them to tell me too much because I want to have an authentic reaction to what they tell me
Yeah.
in person or whenever we do the recording, but yeah, it's something's up with it.
Okay.
So I'll reach out and then you reach out and we'll figure out what we'll do for next week's episode.
Okay. Also, Amanda wants to come on. She's like really
Yay.
sick today. Fall allergies are just kind of knocking people down left and right.
You, myself included, yes. I'm
Yes.
feeling it.
I feel like this week is the last 4 or 5 days is the first time I felt like even remotely close to 100% in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Um, but I really want her to come on and kind of just talk to us about like prison and like people she knew in there and
Hmm.
what all those experiences are like and stuff like
Yeah.
because she is actually um was friends with and like in prison with some of the perpetrators that we've for cases that we've covered.
Yeah. This is really cool. I
Yeah.
talked to her on TikTok, Amanda. Um, I want to see if we can like call or see if we can get in contact with them. I don't know if I'm sure there's tons of rules when it comes to talking about their case or talking about whatever, but
Yeah, probably. If
yeah.
anything, we could maybe get their attorney's info
Yeah.
and work with them
Yeah.
because they'll make sure they get all the right permissions and things. But
Hmm.
um, no, Amanda is number one, she's hilarious. Like
Yeah.
top three funniest people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
And like without even trying to, you know what I mean? Like she's just funny. And she's a good storyteller. So I feel like she'll have
Okay.
some gnarly stories for us.
That'll be great. Yeah.
She's never done a podcast before, so
Oh, so we'll be her first.
yeah. Yep.
Amanda, by the way, is Ryan's girlfriend.
Yes.
If you did not know, she is
She's
dating.
my ex slash baby daddy's girlfriend
Yeah.
that we all love.
Yes. So that'll be
Um,
fun too.
yeah, I was talking to her. We went to dinner Saturday, um, to watch the Tennessee game. And I was talking to her about it. She was like, I've never done one of these before. I'm gonna be nervous. I'm like once you sit down with us, like you're gonna feel it's like not as
Intimidating as it sounds.
yeah, it's not as like serious and stuff as you think.
Hmm.
But she was like, yeah, I'm excited because she is constantly like, what case are y'all covering this week?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't tell you before it comes out. She's like, oh, come on, please.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. Well, good episode. Fun
Yes.
filled. We'll
Um,
continue.
to our audience, if you have, we are in desperate need of cases, like it, whether you're involved or it's someone you're related to or not, or just a case that, you heard about or read about it and it's always on your mind or something. We need cases.
Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, North and South Carolina, Kentucky, Texas, even
Yep.
pretty much anywhere in the Southeast,
Yep.
anywhere close to Tennessee, near in the vicinity.
Yes. And before we go to, can we like add a link or whatever to this video for people to donate, or just even if you can't donate, to share on your socials to help hurricane uh
Really.
for relief and victims and families and all the things, because I don't feel like this is getting enough national attention.
Mhm.
um it's terrible.
Yeah, the whole thing with FEMA,
It is, but it's
not,
just like, I don't think people understand how bad it is. East Tennessee, West North Carolina, like it is bad.
yeah,
Really, really, really bad. I think that the death number is up to like 200 something.
and several still missing.
Several,
Mm.
several, completely wiped out.
Yeah.
Um, Food, baby items, just anything. So we'll add a couple links. Again, if you can't like donate money or even donate items, just sharing it on your social
Mhm.
media goes a long way. So we'll add those. Please check those things out.
And also blood assurance. They're always looking for blood.
Yes. Yes. Donate blood. That's,
Yes. Every pint of your blood saves 3 lives.
yes, huge, huge, huge. Donate
Mhm.
blood. You get a cool sticker and a great snack.
Yeah. And
Plus, you
will
just
there
get
be
to
any
chill for
coke?
a second and nobody can bother you.
Yep. There you go.
Yes, donate blood, donate money, donate items, or just share the links on your socials, please, please,
Yeah.
please.
And prayers for all of those families and victims.
Absolutely. Definitely. Okay, well, with that said, if you could please like and subscribe and leave a review. We hope you love us. If there's something you want us to do different or something we could do better, please let us know. But if you're going to be an asshole, be a funny one.
And keep your pistol in your pants and don't do meth.
And please take care of each other.
This is the Expired Podcast. Bye.
Bye.